welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are introducing our Reveal Wheel Easter egg add-on and also our mini Easter egg dies. So let's go ahead and check these out. First up, we have the mini Easter eggs, and we have 4 different decorated eggs and 1 solid egg. We also have this cute little crack line so that you can crack the egg in half and have something hatch out of it, which is really cute with the dinosaurs actually. And then there you can see all of the ones that are designed. So you can layer the solid egg behind the decorated ones and have some color pop through. So you can see how pretty we have the striped polka dot, the plain stripe, we have this little chevron zigzag, and then of course a polka dotted egg too. Next, we'll take a quick look at the Easter egg reveal wheel add-on. So this comes with a little window for the reveal wheel and also a frame. And so this window frame can be used in both the original reveal wheel rectangle size and in the square rectangle. So you just pop it right in like any of the other windows that we have. And now you can have a cute little Easter egg that changes color or perhaps changes little faces inside the Easter egg. So this is what it looks like when it's all die cut, and it has this beautiful stitched detail around the opening. You can also use the little frame around the opening too, so it's kind of just depends on what look you're going for. So here's what it looks like with the frame over it. Now the really cool thing is that these dies work great on their own, but they also work great together. So here you can see the mini Easter eggs, and you can see how I can layer the frame that's included in the Reveal Wheel Easter egg add-on, but you can also layer the mini Easter eggs over it. So you can either have a plain egg where the colors change, or you could have a decorated egg where the colors change. So you'd have the stripes or the stripes with the polka dot. Here you can see the chevron. And then the plain polka dot too. I love how these mini Easter eggs are sized perfectly to work with the reveal wheel. So now it's time to make a card with this, and so I'm taking out a bunch of scraps of colors of cardstock here in kind of Eastery colors, and then we're going to go ahead and die cut those with the mini Easter eggs. And we're going to be doing a bunch of complicated layering. It looks really cute when you just have a frame over one color, but I thought it would be really fun to kind of mix and match these and just have a blast. So I'm going to put some liquid glue there on the back of my main frame and layer it onto the solid egg piece. Then I'm going to use different pieces from different cut eggs to layer them in. So in this case, I'm going to layer in those little tiny dots. And the way I like to do this with fine detail is I put a little Post-it on my desk and squirt some glue on there. And then I'm going to use just like a little end of something like the end of a tweezers. In this case, I'm going to use the end of my pokey tool. I'm going to pick up a little bit of glue, drop it in there, and then use my jewel picker to pick up the piece and drop it in. And so I think this is really fun. I find it really relaxing to play around with the die cuts like this and just die cut a bunch of pieces and feed them in. The cool thing is as you die cut pieces, you can make more and more eggs. So you could use the frame now from this pink one and layer it over one with blue dots, or you can just mix and match and have a blast with it. So now that I have this egg done, I'm going to work on one with the little chevron stripes there. So once again, we're going to layer the frame onto a base, and then we're going to go ahead and pop in a bunch of the colors. And then we'll continue to repeat this idea with the polka dot. So you can see by die cutting so many eggs, I can make a bunch of different polka dotted eggs with a bunch of different colors and make a ton of cards with them. I just love watching these all come together in fast motion. So now that all of my Easter eggs are done, we're going to be starting to work on a reveal wheel portion of this card. So I'm going to take out my spiffy speckles pad, and we're going to pick out the purple color, which is called Blueberry Smoothie, and we're going to be die cutting that with the reveal wheel square add-on without a window to create the base. Then we're going to drop in our Easter egg window just like that and die cut that same colored paper, and we're going to have one now with an Easter egg opening. Next, we'll die cut the main wheel and the wheel base from some white cardstock. Now I want this Easter egg to change color with the new sparkle cardstock. So we have this new sparkle cardstock in spring colors. So I've picked out 4 of those colors, and I'm going to die cut that same larger wheel from these colors. Then the next step is going to be to set our reveal wheel. So I'm going to take a little mini brad, and we're going to put it up through that smaller wheel base, and then up through the larger main wheel, and we'll open up those prongs to secure them together. Then we'll put 3 little foam squares right around the brad, but not touching the brad, and then we can go ahead and peel off the backings of those foam squares. The die creates these embossed line guidelines on there. So you'll see they're going to be right around there. They're really easy to see in person, a little tougher to see on video. And what you're going to do is you're going to look through the window, look for that score line and shift it up until you don't see it. And then you're going to look at the notch and you're going to shift it in until you don't see it. And that's going to put your reveal wheel circle in the perfect placement. Then we'll layer it up with the base of the reveal wheel and stick it down. And you'll see that now it's right in perfect placement, and we can add a bunch of foam squares around that wheel but not touching the wheel. Now we're going to pop off that wheel and start to decorate it. And we're going to decorate it by adding that sparkle cardstock that we cut earlier. So I'm going to take each of those circles and I'm going to quarter them in my paper trimmer. So what's great about this is you can make 4 different cards with this. So we have all those extra Easter egg pieces and now all these extra little quarter wheel pieces of sparkle cardstock. So I can make a ton of cute cards. Now we can take all these quarter pieces and layer them onto our wheel. So I'll start off with the purple and then I'm going to keep alternating colors so that each quarter turn the Easter egg is going to be a completely different color, which is super, super cute. And now that that wheel's all decorated, we can pop it right back onto that base that we set earlier, peel up all of the liner paper on that foam squares, and then we can layer our window right on top. Now it's time to create the scene, and so I'm going to take that reveal wheel square add-on, pop my window out, and die cut some cilantro cardstock. Then we're going to use a simple grassy hillsides, and we're going to die cut that hillside right from that green cardstock, and we're going to do some heat embossing on this. So I'm going to take the Happy Easter sentiment from the Extra Amazing Easter stamp set and use some clear embossing ink. We're going to ink up that whole stamp and stamp that right onto the grass. We can then go ahead and sprinkle on some white heat embossing powder and then heat that up with our heat tool so that we have a nice bright white shiny sentiment at the bottom of our card. To add a little dimension to this grass, we're going to take some Lucky Clover Distress ink and just ink the grass and the side edges of this. This is going to help it stand out from the cardstock eggs, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So now that we've inked those edges, we can go ahead and add some foam squares to the back of this whole grass piece, and you'll see that I'm avoiding the top of the grass because we're going to be sticking some Easter eggs under the grass. So now I've cut another striped egg, added a little liquid glue around the outside frame only, and we can layer that over our Easter egg window. And now we're going to have a striped Easter egg that's changing colors with that beautiful sparkle cardstock, and I think it looks so pretty. Now it's time to start layering all of those Easter eggs that we worked on earlier. So I'm adding some of them with tape runner and then some with foam squares. And we're going to layer them all so that it looks like a nice stack of eggs. And that at the top of this little pyramid of eggs, that's the one that changes color. I've stamped, die cut, and color some of the images from Extra Amazing Easter, and so we're going to layer that cute little Easter bunny on there, and then that little chick too, and so we've added some foam squares on those guys. And then we're going to take that bow and put it at the top of the egg, which I think is a really cute look, and it kind of really finishes off the top of that pyramid. Next up, we're going to die cut and layer a bunch of cardstock. So we're going to take a stitched square here, and we're going to die cut that from some mermaid cardstock. And then we're going to take an outside-in stitched scallop square and die cut that from some Sugarplum Cardstock. And then we can start to layer all of these pieces. We're also going to create a square card base, and we're going to layer that behind the scallops, and it's going to be a little bit smaller than the scallops. That way you don't see the card base behind it, and I think that's a really, really cool look. So you've got these pretty scallops, but then on the inside you've got that nice square card base. Then I'm going to add a bunch of foam squares to the back of my reveal wheel. And the reason I'm doing this is it's a little bit easier to get your finger in there to spin the wheel if you have a little height on that whole mechanism. So we'll layer that on top. And then add a die cut arrow from some Sugarplum cardstock onto the card so that the recipient knows that there's something really cool to do. And then our card is all done. So you can see that really cool square card base. And then when you spin the wheel, that cute little Easter egg changes colors in the sparkle cardstock. And so it's got sparkle and shine and a lot of fun action going on. It's just so happy and cute. Next, we're going to be creating a card with the Spiffy Speckles 6x6 pad. And these have ones that have color, that you can see there, and ones that are white. They both have colored speckles on them, and so we're going to be mixing and matching these. So we've die cut a bunch of Easter egg frames and then a bunch of solid Easter eggs out of the 2 colors. And on the solids, we use the white ones, and on the frames, we use the ones that had color. And so we're going to be layering those, and it's going to make it look like a cute little speckled egg with an awesome decoration, like in this case, the little chevron decoration. So now now we're going to go in super fast motion and we're going to layer all these eggs together. And I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing things go in super fast motion. It's really fun. So you can see there we're layering the pink speckles on the white underneath the darker pink with darker pink speckles on top, and then doing all of the different colors. And you can see how pretty they're looking. I just love them so much. And today we are recreating a card by Elise. So thank you so much, Elise, for letting us recreate your card today. So now that we've finished up with our purple eggs there, almost done, we're going to go ahead and do some heat embossing on some black cardstock. So we're going to stamp in some clear sticky ink, and then we're going to sprinkle on some white heat embossing powder and then heat that up. And that's going to give us a nice, bright, bold sentiment to put on top of these beautiful kind of pastel colored eggs. And I love the mix and match of the bold on the pastel. We're going to trim this piece down in our paper trimmer, and then we'll go ahead and stamp the rest of our sentiment. So it's going to say, "Oh, hope it's extra special." We're also going to trim this one down and cut it apart too. And I really like this look. It almost looks like one of those little paper labels, those old Dymo labels. I think it's just really, really pretty. So once we've got these all trimmed down, we can start to work on layering all of these eggs onto our card base. And so this is a lot of work, but it turns out so incredible. So we're going to go ahead and just use some liquid glue and start layering all of these guys onto the card base. Then we're going to take those sentiments that we stamped earlier and layer those onto this whole base here with some foam adhesive. And by adding the foam, it helps it pop out nicely from this really cool background. I also love the look of them kind of being wonky like that. I just think it's adorable. And then we can go ahead and trim off any of the excess of these eggs. And it's going to make it look almost like it's a dimensional pattern paper once you trim all of these off. And then this is our finished card, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just love it so much. It's so happy and springy, and I love that rainbow pastel we have going on. So next up, we have some amazing cards by the design team. Audrey created this super cute card where she stacked up all of those eggs and then put that cute little chirpy chirp chirp bird on top. It's absolutely adorable. Here, this card by Kay is so sweet. I love how she has the bunny popping out from behind the eggs. Lynette created a really cool reveal wheel card where she has her egg changing sparkle colors too, and I love all of those bunnies around. Here is the card by Elise that inspired us to make ours today. It's so pretty and fun. And then this card by Yanea is so beautiful. I love the hanging eggs with the cute little bird coming out of the cracked egg. And then this is the card that inspired me to make mine today, so thank you so much, Megan. And then here is a super cute reveal wheel where Melissa's got the bunny peeking out from the eggs and the cute changing sentiment up top. So I cannot wait to see what you guys do with these new die sets, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching today and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!